Well, fortunately, we had the heads up that Sandy was coming, so that was a huge advantage for us. We actually secured the store on Monday. We were in anticipation of power outages, phone losses, etc. So we actually called our provider, and we had the phones forwarded to the cell phone, thinking that the cell phone would be more accessible than the lines coming into the store. So we made it through Monday, and then Tuesday morning the phone calls started coming in about various losses that our patients or customers were incurring. Primarily they were in dealing with the beds and the low air loss mattresses. A number of customers called, just asked how they can move the bed without power, and when we do put out the beds, we put out the full electric beds. So we provide them with cranks. Each of the three individual motors can be manually moved utilizing a crank. So we did some time explaining that process. We did go out to a number of families who had low air loss mattresses, and obviously after roughly 24 to 36 hours the mattresses were going low. So we had to bring a portable generator, not gas run, but as a battery operated generator. Went out and filled up probably somewhere between 24 or more homes who had low air loss mattresses in there, satisfied that, and fortunately within a few days the power came on in many of the areas. Not all of the areas, but we were in Princeton, townships like Monroe, Milltown, who has their own electric company. They had some challenges there, but fortunately we were able to go into the homes, fill up the low air loss mattresses. In a few homes we did it twice, and we did that. And at that point in time, getting around the streets, it was difficult. Tremendous amount of detours with the trees being down, and in many of the areas we had the large hardwoods crossing the roads. Well, the bed sores are actually pressure sores. Often they're developed from a patient being in one position for a long period of time. The sores are really created by two things. It's a consistent pressure and moisture. The low air loss mattresses that we put out actually alleviate both issues. And they do that because there's chambers or bladders within the low air loss, and the air moves in and out of these bladders. So as one bladder hardens, the next one softens. So we have to go out and fill them up, because if we don't address it, it flattens completely out, and you're just sitting on the springs of the positioning bed or the hospital bed. So it would be a very, very uncomfortable thing for anyone to do, and typically I'm sure that caregiver, whoever was around at the time, would help get them off of that, because they'd be essentially just laying on the springs of the bed.